Shalom, welcome to our fifth and last video on Kiddush and Havdalah. The rabbi's responsibility is to create rules and laws that make sure that the Jewish people observe both the mitzvahs of the Torah and the spirit of the Torah. And that's really the basis for the legitimacy of rabbinic laws. And the rabbis were always nervous that the Jewish people would forget to do certain mitzvos, especially ones that were time bound, because they would be involved in eating or something else, and just totally forget to do the mitzvah. So they set up a lot of laws to remind us to do the mitzvahs and forbade activities that could distract us. And that's the basis for this halacha on Kiddush and Havdalah. It's forbidden for a person once Shabbat begins to eat or drink anything until they make Kiddush. So if it's Friday night and you're, let's say some of your family went to shul, or you're in shul, you're in the synagogue and you get thirsty and Shabbat has started and your family hasn't come back from shul yet, you can't eat or drink anything. And when Shabbat ends, you're not allowed to eat or drink anything. You're not even allowed to taste anything until you make Havdalah. You also can't do any work on Saturday night. Right? You can't go out to chop wood or anything like that until you make Havdalah. But to drink on Saturday night is allowed. Right, now let's say you began to eat, right, and then you realize, oh, I didn't make Kiddush yet, or I didn't make Havdalah. So then you wait until after you finish eating, and then you make it immediately. Just one caveat here that's important to mention, that on Saturday night, when we say you can't do any work like violate Shabbat, the laws of Shabbat, until you make Havdalah, so that does not mean that you have to have the whole kos, the cup, the flame, and the spices before you're allowed to do work. All you have to do is say the Havdalah on a Torah level, and then you're allowed to do malacha. That's not true. That is not true of eating or drinking. That you need, in order to eat or drink on Saturday night, you need to do the entire Havdalah ceremony. But when it comes to what would normally be an act that would be a violation of Shabbat, all you have to say is Baruch HaMavdil Ben Kodesh Lechol. That formulation is the phrase that separates between Shabbat and Saturday night, and that's all you have to say before you're allowed to do malacha on malacha, meaning acts that violate Shabbat on Saturday night. Okay, that was our last video. I hope you join us next week. Who knows what we're going to learn together. All the best.